The first phase is like governmental slash academia research, which is to say the government and then via the government through grants, universities and academics will research the technology and see if it's viable. And then once there are enough studies that show, hey, this technology is viable, here's the potential application, businesses get involved, right? And VCs will back businesses that want to build in this new technological space. So the second phase is commercialization, which is businesses propping up around this technology as it emerges. And then the third phase is always retail adoption. So the two things that come to mind for me in this specific example, the first is like the most obvious, like the biggest thing ever, the internet. The internet was created by Tim Berners-Lee and MIT researchers and scientists. So again, government slash academia, they're on the academia side, they're academics. So they're phase one. Phase two would be businesses that prop up around the internet. And then phase three would be retail adoption, like us fucking normies, like regular people using the internet, right? And then the second example I always like to point to for people is that you could look at computers. The first computers were built by the government. The second phase of computers is like Microsoft and all these other different businesses like IBM building these computers for just corporate use. And then the third phase is like the personal computer, which is everyone having access to a computer at home, a laptop, smartphone, and being able to do whatever with it. So those are the three phases, and whatever. That's my current prevailing theory on technology at the moment.
Well, the internet, the internet was actually developed by the precursor to DARPA.
Yeah, that's a whole nother thing too. Dude, did you ever hear of the Facebook conspiracy with DARPA? That's a pretty wild one to go down.
Now, what happened with Facebook and DARPA?
Oh boy. Okay,
That's
so
funded by them or something like
well,
more
so
sinister?
so the current prevailing conspiracy theory with Facebook and DARPA is that so Facebook launched, right, on February 4th, 2004. So you're like, okay, February 4th, 2004, Facebook is released. Okay. That same day, DARPA had a project called LifeLog that shut down. LifeLog was intended to create an all knowing diary to end all diaries. And the idea is that people would go on to LifeLog and voluntarily share information about their life with other people. That sounds a little familiar. Like, that sounds a little too close to Facebook, doesn't it? LifeLog
Oh, a
aimed
little
to
bit, yeah.
compile a massive electronic database of every activity and relationship a person engages in. This was to include credit card purchases, websites visited, the content of phone calls and emails sent and received, scans of faxes and post mail sent and received, IM sent and received, books and magazines read, television and radio stations listened to, and physical location data recorded using GPS sensors and biometric data captured through wearable sensors. The high level goal of this data was to identify preferences, plans, goals, and other markers of intentionality. Doesn't that sound like Facebook?
Pretty much. I mean,
That's
it's
fucking Facebook, bro. Like if you just rip that paragraph I read and I didn't tell you what the name of the service was, and I said, "What modern day service do you think that is?" You'd say, "Bro, that's Facebook. Activity status, relationship status, tracking your spending, and showing you targeted or personalized ads, bro. That's literally Facebook, right? Or am I nuts?"
no, I mean, it's not nuts. I mean, like you said before, I mean, certain commercial products, I mean, they develop and take their things from governmental research, and they kind of have to because early adoption systems, they don't really have ways to monetize. So you need to have this research in place first to like push the needle forward, and then the commercialization can happen later on once they find a way to monetize it.